Hi, welcome to Sneedenworks. It's been a minute. I've been busy doing not car stuff. Just been driving, enjoying. Anyway, I'm gonna get back on the Malibu. I know some of you are pretty excited about that. I'd like to see it done too. My goal, about a month and a half, my birthday. So as a birthday present to myself, I think it'd be awesome to drive this thing. I really gotta get a lot of stuff done in order for that to happen, but it's like the last 10%. But I gotta backtrack a bit. Admittedly, I was honestly saving up some money in order to do a TKX swap on this thing because I think it'd be freaking awesome if it was a manual. But I had to, sad story, not really, first world problems, stick a bunch of money into my house unexpectedly. So that took a good chunk of my funds away, my fun funds. So I'm just gonna make what I have on this car work, which is a Turbo 400 full manual valve body. It's got a pretty good converter in it and a gear vendor's overdrive. So that still should be fun. It's just not ideal for what I kind of wanted for this car. Eventually, maybe down the road, we'll do that swap. But I just need to get this car up and running and driving and more complete than what it is, because it's been one of those projects where you just kind of, you love it and you hate it at the same time. And when I first started on this thing, like over 7 years ago, there's some stuff I probably would not approve of. So past Brad is going to now cause current Brad some headaches. In this one, my goal is I'm going to pull the engine. I'm going to pull the engine. I'm just kind of like sort out what I got going on with this thing, get a solid game plan so I can tackle it. I want to be out here every night. I want to do something. If it's half an hour, if it's an hour, whatever. I just need to get moving on this car and to get it more complete and to get it driving. So let's get to it. I'm going to start pulling off a lot of this top end stuff, removing the turbo kit, because that's one thing I want to redo too, is the turbo kit. My welding skills has improved, I believe, quite a bit since I've done that thing. So I think we can do a little bit better job placement wise, mounting wise, stuff like that. And engine, why I want to pull it. Like I said, I bet I assembled that thing 7 years ago and it has never ran. I don't know what's going on the inside. I know I use like a Permatex engine assembly lube, but it would just be nice to kind of tear it down, go over everything, make sure I did it correctly, and then put it back together. So let's do it. Engine out and go from there. Let's inspect some stuff. Been working on this thing for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Got pretty far. Turbo kit's off, intake's off. A lot of the wiring and stuff's out of the way. It is late, so I'm probably gonna pick this back up tomorrow, get this car up in the air, undo everything underneath, and then hopefully pull the engine transmission out all at the same time and start tearing down the engine. I've got, well, here, look, I got a mess. An organized mess of everything that I had to pull off this car, just over there in the corner. That shouldn't be too terribly difficult to figure back out. Plus, I'm not even going to use a lot of that turbo stuff. I want to remount everything. And I think instead of, because the exhaust was running out the fender, like right there, that's probably a terrible idea for how much I want to drive this car. You're probably just going to end up stinking everywhere you go after you stop. So I might try to like run that down and out the back. I got a lot of plans in my head. I don't know how much of it I'm going to execute, but hopefully a lot of it to clean this thing up, get it right, get it going. So yeah, pick it back up tomorrow for like 2 seconds. New day. I definitely have something in my eye. So that's fun. Car up in the air on the stands. Everything is unbolted here and ready to be pulled out. I'm pretty sure I've got the transmission up on jack stands. I'm just going to remove the engine itself. I'm going to leave the transmission in the car. Today has just been a day of like going over how difficult it was just to kind of take everything apart and what I want to change. So I just got a bunch of parts on order in order to simplify everything that's in here once the engine needs to go back in. So hopefully let's set you up over there so you can watch me over here struggle to pull this out. My bet is this thing can't go as high as I need it to go in order to clear the whole front end in order to get the engine out. So let's find that out together. Good view? Cool. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna pry it apart. Lowering. I'm just letting it lower slowly on its own right now. Look how nasty this thing is. Who built this car and neglected it for 5 freaking years? That'd be this guy, but it does have a lot of cool parts on it. All the UMI trick stuff. It's got Viking coilovers. I wish it was QA1. Hey, QA1, sponsor me. And Turbo 400, it's got a JW bell housing on it. I think the converter is a Summit brand. It's a little guy. I don't even know what stall that is. That might be really stupid as well. Or I guess we're gonna find out. I am gonna simplify the wiring and stuff too. I got a grommet to come so it can kind of come out there. I don't know why it's coming out there. I guess I never even shortened the harness or even attempted to for some dumb reason. So that's something I'm gonna work on. Same thing with the fuel system. It was very complicated and it just doesn't need to be. So I ordered a bunch of stuff in order to uncomplicate that. And I got some stuff I got to get done, but I'm glad I got this done today. Engine out, good to go. I'm going to tear this thing down probably tomorrow or this weekend and kind of go over it to make sure I did everything okay. Like I said before, I don't know if I did say before, but I built this engine over 7 years ago, and I want to make sure that it's good. I want to tear it back down. I want to lube everything back up, re-torque everything. I've got a different oil pan because where the oil drain comes in for the turbo, I cannot get at that for the life of me because of where the cross member is and stuff like that. And I think the new pan, which is like a knockoff of a 302-2, has the provisions inside of it somewhere. So I'm hoping it's either further forward or further backwards. We're gonna find out. And I might ditch this gray color too. It doesn't match. I thought it was just a cool color to paint. It's New Ford gray, but nothing on here is New Ford gray. So I might go black on the block, black on everything else, and then paint bronze the same color of the wheels for the intake and everything like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. So we're gonna find out later, but I gotta go. I got stuff to do. So that's how far I got today. Cool. I don't know where I left you guys, but engine out right here. It's ready to be torn down, and I'm glad I'm doing it too because some dust and stuff kind of got inside of here and got stuck in the assembly lube. This thing just needs to be torn down, cleaned up, and reassembled. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and repaint this thing. It's a New Ford gray is what the color is called. It's pretty cool, but it matches nothing over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint everything black. I'm gonna strip the heads back down, polish these guys out to make them look like, aluminum heads again. I don't know why I painted them before. I've got a new valley cover coming that's black in order to get rid of the knock sensors because nobody needs those in reality. And just make it a completely different look by the end of the weekend is what I'm hoping for. And also hopefully not find any issues putting this thing together. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I bent a piston ring while putting it in because I didn't have the appropriate tool and I wasn't smart enough to recognize it when I did it. But my brain could be remembering something that actually didn't happen. But that's what I need to find out. Like, it's been bugging me, honestly, ever since I kind of thought about it. So if I have to order a new set of piston rings, it's not the end of the world. Just tackle it now while it's apart. So that's what I'm gonna do, completely strip this thing down. Let's get to it. Suppose I should probably update you guys on how far I'm getting and what I'm doing here, but it's honestly just boring work. It's just prep work and it just takes a really long time in order to get it done. But I am masking off, so that's a good sign. engine block completely stripped down. I used like wire wheels on my drill, just going to town on the dang thing until I got it, the surface completely good enough, if you want to call it that. And then I hit it with metal prep, so Pour 15 metal prep. I let that stuff kind of soak into each area pretty dang good. And then took it outside, I pressure washed the dang thing off and hit it with some simple green in order to get the inside, because, you know, I was flinging paint chips and rust chips and they were all getting inside there. So simple green, soaked it down, pressure washed it off, went ahead, air blew it off, brought it back inside, hit it with my map torch for quite a while in order to chase all the moisture out of it. And then I went ahead and wiped it down again with wax. This is wax and grease, remember, you can tell because, you know, I wrote it on there. Yeah, go there. I'm tired. And now I'm masking it off. So do minimal masking in order to get this thing done. And then just hit it with some black. What black am I using? The DE1635. So semi-gloss forward black. That stuff looks pretty good. Plus that's what the place had. So that's what I got. So yeah, let me get this done. I'm gonna mask it off, paint it, and then that is done with that. And then we can get ready to clean all these engine parts up and throw them back in. Besides piston rings, because the one piston ring was bent. I think I told you that. I don't remember. I had to order new piston rings. They should come tomorrow. Now I'm just rambling. Let's get to work. Hi. I don't know where I left you. It has been like 2 weeks since I was out here working on this thing, but I'm ready to throw the engine back in. I just got done tinkering around with some stuff. Got like a firewall pass through for the Terminator X if it would focus on it. Had to cut a hole in the firewall a little bit bigger, and then I made a little bit more clearance in the inner fender there for the turbo because it always needed it anyway. Engine bay is all cleaned up, and the engine is just ready to be picked up and put in. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Hopefully it won't take too long. It's pretty straightforward. Let's get to it. All right, I am out of time for today, but the engine is back in, and I think that's going to be it for this video as well. Pulled the engine, completely tore it down, freshened up what we needed to freshen up, replaced the one ring that needed to be replacing, cleaned everything up. I am much more comfortable with this setup now, starting it and getting it going. So with this guy in, I can work on wiring, just a bunch of not exciting things is what I'm gonna try to get knocked out. And I don't know if I showed you guys this yet or not, but I'm gonna build my own front core support for this thing. And I think that's gonna be the next video, is building a new front core support to hold everything out of just 1-inch DOM. I got a new tubing die for my tubing bender in order to make all that happen. And I think we can make something pretty cool and something race car out of that. So that'll be on the next one. If you guys made it this far in the video, really appreciate it. Hit that like, hit the subscribe. Got a lot more coming up because I'm just going to keep filming everything that I do in order to get this thing back on the road. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.